Gemini. Gemini, what is the wisdom? Wisdom Oracle for Gemini. Gemini, see what lessons, what the lessons are, the wisdom, the growth. That's just for Gemini. Let's see what's going on for my Mercury babes. Gemini gang. All right. Okay. Look at that. Destiny. All right. Beautiful. Destiny. Well, of course, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it and read more, but I mean, take your own intuition. Intuition. It feels like initiation. So take your own intuition. Destiny, I mean, that's a beautiful energy right there. Don't have to explain destiny, you know, call it like you see it. What is destined? This is a time of destined events. I'm really noticing this checkered, the white and the black. So destiny, it comes together. The soul lessons, your shadow is a part of you. Your shadow is not something to fear. Your shadow is not something to escape. It is always with you. You carry it behind you. Yet it's always a part of your journey. So don't deny the shadow aspects. You learn the most from them, all right? So destiny is at play right now, and it's a force. It's a force that is beyond you. This is your connection to your purpose, your pull, and it goes together with the light aspect of yourself, the joyful, the curious, and the youthful. I feel like this is like that youthful energy when I see with the white. It's almost like that youthful purity. So the aspects about yourself that you either, I feel like this could be, you may not even be recognizing the light aspect of yourself. I don't know, I feel that. I feel like maybe Gemini, you may be in your shadow work, and maybe being pulled back into the light. You need to bring that knowledge back into the light, almost like that thirst. There's this guidance pulling the depth, pulling that shadow, that deepness, that deep emotion. That's transformation. So I feel like you've been doing the shadow work, Gemini. Geminis are quite good at doing, quite good at the feminine and the masculine because of the twins. You have both within you. I feel like it's quite easy for you to go from your light to your dark. I don't feel like it's something that is resisted, all right? But I feel like you may get comfortable even in those shadow, those dark, because I feel like it's a place where you don't feel as much discomfort as others. You may feel discomfort almost in that light energy, bringing it back and now seeing things with expression and freeing yourself from any self-doubt or lack, freeing yourself from anything that is almost like wanting you to see yourself as an equal, that you share both. Dissipating. All right, I have to read that. I feel like that's waiting around for something to happen, almost like just waiting around, wasting time with no real goal or no real joie de vivre. We have this bird here. Just letting the days kind of go by, dissipating. Where destiny, And I feel like that could be into that shadow work, right? You've been doing healing. You've been in a place of understanding those deep rooted aspects. But I feel like it can tend to weigh you down. It can tend to make you feel like you've aged. Time becomes a part of time almost takes over. All right, so destiny, it's like your spirit guides, source, the universe is here to guide you. Is here to awaken you back to life, waking you back to your sun, waking you back to the things that we miss, we take for granted, and we almost miss the point of the laughter, you know, the things in life where it's like the laughter, laughing, and those quirky moments of remembering something that brings you back to a place that makes you smile. So I feel like you're needing to bring out your youthful energy. Needing to get, Geminis are very curious, so I feel like needing to get your curiosity back. Forgetting, almost like in the darkness, we can tend to get stuck in the muck, right? Stuck in the muck. It tends to slow down time. And that transformation, in the place of transformation, and I feel like it can take time away, almost like doing too many laps, but not going anywhere, right? Just doing laps around the field and not actually ending up anywhere. You're doing the work, but it's not creating mental, it's not creating mental stimulation. So they need to pull you back to your youthful energy, free yourself, get back to the little things in life that bring you joy. Just like the sun comes up every day, it warms, it nourishes, it guides the way. You may need to get out in the sun. It could be that also. With this bird, it's like the bird is more aware than this lady here. You can see it. The bird is actually watching the lady, and the lady's watching the TV. So distracting, this could be distracting yourself. And where you're needing to come alive and express yourself. Express yourself in ways where your curiosity, your youthful, Geminis are the most youthful sign, free spirits, laughing, social, don't usually take things seriously. I feel like this is life kind of, it's like life got serious, and you're almost like just waiting for the days to go by. So it's time to get back to the fortune, not the misfortune. You're staying in the darkness, staying in the shadow, is being unseen, where your light is needed to guide not just yourself, but others. Don't get stuck in the energy around you. I think that's why you need to get out, get in the sun, get some fresh air, get in nature. I feel like it's just going to almost enrich you. It's going to give you those vitamins. It's going to give you that energy, the sun, energy. It's also growth. maybe you get comfortable somewhere, and being out in the light can feel like you're exposed. So closing yourself off just seems easier. But you get lost in time, get lost in the material things, lost in like watching TV, lost in the not your own reality. You're not living. You're just letting life happen around you. All right, so wisdom. All right, yeah, so what I feel like is if you're feeling it was a time of healing, so that means you could be burnt out, tired, and just feeling like just wanting to be isolated. But then it gets comfortable. It gets comfortable, and there needs to be this change. There needs to be change. Not to hold yourself in the room where nothing is going to change because everything seems the same. Where it's time to come back out, show up, bring clarity, bring truth, and bring the wisdom. The wisdom. Because you only had only part of the journey was going into the darkness and finding and discovering what was needing to be seen, what was needing to be brought to the surface. And here with the wisdom, take the wisdom back. When you're in a shadow work, okay, the shadow is a place, it's almost like a dome. The shadow is a dome where you're almost able to see in the darkness because there's no light around you. So what you actually see is truth. What you see is your own vision. It's a different way, a different form of sight. It's not just seeing material items, right? You're actually able to see beyond, go beyond, and the vision of creation. In the dark, it holds things that you may have feared, things that you didn't understand, and it's you come to a lot of resolutions. You come to a lot of clarity, right? Just like the moon, and at night, the moon, it shines a light on certain things. What looked like an illusion. It brings clarity. It brings and in the light, I feel like it wakes you up, it wakes your senses up and gives you energy. But you have to get yourself moving. You have to have that strength. You have there is a need to allow yourself to have fun. Allow yourself the meaning of life. Not to hold back. But to get up and keep going. Even when you don't feel like it. And that is the purest form of the doves here, purest form of healing, reviving, and renewal, right? The wisdom is information, wisdom is knowledge. In the dark, you see the truth. Bring it back to the light, to rectify, to release it, to allow the world, it's like growth. The wisdom allows growth, right? The wisdom. It's a deeper understanding of how to grow. Take the opportunities that you have learned and use them where there are lessons to grow. And with growth, it's the cycle of higher truth, higher perspective, and it's letting your emotional growth. I feel like this is emotional intelligence. Taking the wisdom is moving in ways where you know how to create, you know how to alchemize, and it's like you know certain things from the lessons and the challenges that you've had to go through. And at times we do have these moments, you know, where we're discouraged and we don't see it. We need a little kick in the butt, and you're here with there's forces, higher forces that are here for the awakening. And if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in how powerful you are and how you impact the world, you need to embrace the fact that you wouldn't be looked upon during this time, called upon, almost like judgment. You're believed in whether you don't believe in yourself. Look at this. We have 3 different protectors here. So spirit guides, it could be, I feel like it's the ancestors. The ancestors patiently waiting. Time can run out, but what can't run out is opportunities for growth. That is your purpose. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, doesn't matter if it takes a few tries. That's a part of the journey. When you break down, you get back up. That is the strength, and it's the wisdom. Being wise, intelligent, is making choices, making decisions that are always for a purpose, always for a higher understanding that there needs to be a balance between a beginning and an ending. So what starts must end, and there's no ending without a new beginning. And this energy reminds me of the Empress, always birthing new ideas. You have it within you, but you need to choose to put your energy there. It's your perspective, needing to see the perspective, needing to believe in yourself. Because when things get deep, don't get stuck in the muck. That's usually a time where there's this flip over where it was an ending, and that's why it was stagnant, right? There was an ending, and it was like a rebirth, almost like the death card, where it looks like something, it seems like it's bad energy, but actually the death card means a powerful new rebirth, and going into a stage where you are leveled up. But I feel like you're already there, but you're being a little bit stubborn. And I feel like that's Geminis can be a little bit quirky and, a little bit rebellious. So it could be a little bit rebellious. But time is essential right now. Right now is in Virgo, the lunar eclipse. This is the time for healing. This is the time for really putting your tasks into full effect. Really embracing your environment and the physical attributes that are to focus on. Letting go of the baggage, letting go of this baggage, the baggage of, I feel like this is the baggage, is focus on everything else, but jumping into curiosity, jumping into the light, jumping into a very energetic time for you. And look at this confusion. Yeah, you're feeling confused. is because you're being pulled out of that dark time. You've learned enough. You've learned what you need to learn, and then you're getting a little bit almost like not stuck in it, but it was time. Time to pursue the dream, trying to pursue it's almost like freedom, being free, but not knowing what being free feels like when you're in the depth of the oceans and in the mass of the water, where it can be a lot heavier, right? And I feel like this light feels unsafe because it's bringing you into environments that is completely opposite. And that's that balance, the light and the dark, that polarity, right, Gemini? So let yourself grow. There's a need to flow, because the universe is collectively bringing the resources of a very strategic time of play right now. And I feel like that the eclipses, right, the solar and the lunar, something had to go, leaves, so something comes in. Letting go of the baggage, anything that was heavy, that was dark, and that was needing to not hold on to, not stay in it, but just bring back the lessons, bring back what you've learned, bring back the truth, what was in the dark, needing to be released, needing to be recognized, and needing to be not it needs to be acknowledged, all right? And when you bring it to the light, you can see a whole other world, a whole other environment where you're birthing this growth. Allowing the emotions to heal. I feel like that's what's bringing it to the surface. You're bringing it to the light. Letting go, I feel like it's like the roots are in the ground and they're growing, and here is the seed, the tree, it's growing, okay, and the roots are in the ground. You can't see them in the dirt, and here comes in pushing into the light. And I feel like that's that nourishment, that's that emotional harmony. There's a harmony between the two. Afraid of being seen, being misunderstood, and being, when you're to be seen, it could also be judged. The only judge that matters is how you feel about yourself, how you judge, not to judge others, and how you bring justice, balance, and love, right? The Empress is love. Love and care heals. So I feel like there was a compassion coming in. And I feel like you may be resisting that because you're in a time of darkness and healing and isolation. I feel like now is a time to embrace the light, embrace a time of celebration, embrace time of pushing past and allowing this new garden to grow. So I feel like embracing the darkness, embracing that unseen energy, brings it to the surface and allows it to be nourished by the sun and the air, not just in the earth. So all combined, this unity embraces growth, embraces love, embraces a flow, not to hold on to the roots in the dirt, because it needs water, it needs emotion, it needs sun, that's energy source to grow strong. So sometimes we have to let things happen and not feed into the negative. Into the negative, that's what I feel like it could be, living in reruns, living in uncertainty, losing hope, growing old, losing hope. Not seeing that there's yellow all around you. And yellow, it's sun, it's youthful, it's happy, it's joy. Don't forget your youthful side. Don't forget the inner child. It wants to come out of play, and when it comes out and plays in the light, it really does brings back a higher frequency of purity, love. It's like love, turning the pain into love, not ignoring the pain, bringing it to the light as an equal, not an under. I feel like this is a new way to see, a new way to ground, a new way to grow structure, a new way to grow love, is to show love. So don't shadow your pain, don't shadow your emotions. Let them be seen, let them grow and express your feelings. Nurture your feelings. Love yourself. When you love yourself, others can love you. And it shows others expectations around what you expect of others. Treat yourself good, and others will treat you. Treat others good, and the world will treat you right. The universe has your back. The spiritual growth, taking you from a time where it was feeling old, the old ways, the old times aren't rolling anymore. Like turning off the old system. Connecting. Connecting with the energy. Letting everything be seen, letting everything be a part of the journey. The world is meant for you to seek new adventures, to explore, and to grow. To grow with the earth. It's beautiful because it's like an earth angel. And you need all of the essential tools. Dirt, water, and the sun. And those are the cycles. Every time getting stronger and stronger. Trusting in love, that love will lead the way. not being confused if things don't always work out right away. There's a need to focus back to belief over fear. All right? This is a time to balance out. Balance out anything that for forgiveness, balance out anything that you're dwelling on, holding on to. This is a time of growth, so it requires love, and it requires taking accountability and awareness. If things aren't happening for you or around you, then we need awareness that an awareness of power. I feel like you need to get your power back. You need to get your sun back, your light, your excitement. Time to live outside the box, outside the story. Yellow, see, explore your thought processes. All right. Right, Gemini? Gonna close this out. I hope you're amazing. So know if you're feeling confused, you're feeling a little bit lost, or just uncertain of what's going on in the energy, know that if you're feeling confused, your mental confusion, or there is thoughts that are keeping you in a mental prison, I feel like there was a need to stay still. The energy was holding you still so that you could see something. You see something in the present. Not being so stubborn. Missing the wisdom. Missing the whole point to bring love. When you get knocked down, get up again. Because the world is not against you. The only thing that can ever turn against you is your own mind. So don't get stuck in that mental prison of hopelessness. That is fear talking. That's the matrix. And you are out of this world. You're not meant to become human. This is a human experience. So bringing who you are as a soul, purity, love, and expansion, I feel like you bringing this new perception, new ideas, and clarity that you're not alone. That you're being restored. You're being watched over and protected. So if you feel small, if you're feeling tiny in a big world, just remember your energy. You are much larger in this picture than you think. The world may seem big, but you have a big impact. Here to lead, here to move, make movements. Where people feel uncomfortable. You feel like other people aren't listening, and it can be a place. It can be a place where you feel alone when you're awake and others are asleep. But doesn't mean you missed out. There's so much more to grow, so much more life to live, and so much more to experience. Every day is a blessing. Know your worth, know your value. Don't accept any less. And you're here to thrive. So shine on, beautiful Gemini. We have, I'm going to read the dissipating card. Allow gentle flight to your thoughts. This supports the creativity in daydreaming. Recognizing the difference between a daydream and a well thought out plan is key, as creativity must be freed from its cage. Yeah, and I feel like that's, or its cage from the ocean. I feel like deep into the ocean. You have to come up for air. Because healing the wound is one thing, then into the light, into the air, it's where you get your information. It's where you learn. And you show others. You guide others. All right, so the wisdom of your heart. You're discovering the wisdom. Sage. Oh, wow. This is the last card. This is the earth green, which brings wisdom, patience, and acceptance. Sage is perfect when you need to prove nothing. When you choose simply to be wise. This is an ability here to bring serenity to any situation. Interesting. You can see that card. Serenity to any situation. And indeed, it may be needed. Serenity to the situation. I feel like that is, yeah, you're bringing that balance, bringing that harmony between the two. The two is necessary. The universe is always creating shifts. It ruffles the energy. Gets us out of the environments. Gets us into the uncomfortable truths. And it really feels like you are learning a lot about yourself, and therefore sharing with the world. And it's love and affection in the purest form, not wanting anything back. Accepting everyone's mistakes and flaws as part of the journey. I feel like there is a need to not judge others, persecute them for the bumps in the road, not knowing, not being grounded, but I feel like you're really grounding this energy, nurturing a seed that's being grown. And it's to create abundance, to continuously put your efforts and resources. Love will always grow. If you feed it, love will always grow. To nurture it, to be patient with it, to sit with our darkness, to sit with what was necessary. Not to be afraid to let your emotions be seen, because that is that self-expression. That vulnerability to be seen for who you are, not be confused, hiding who you are, all right? Never feel like you are a victim of the world, the universe, because then that's just going to magnify that and bring that energy in for you. Okay, so what you are reaping, what you're growing, what you're putting your energy into, that is where you're going to see the growth, okay? So you're not anticipating anything to happen, then you won't see the growth, you know, like there needs to be an awareness, there needs to be acknowledgement, and there needs to be forgiveness for ourselves, you know, not being perfect, and others not being perfect. Is when you allow someone to be imperfect and still love them, it makes a world of a difference. And it really creates this, it creates almost like it peeling back an onion. It creates a new perspective, something that someone's never felt before, an emotion of kindness. The world needs more kindness. Being kind grows understandings. It grows and allows people to not be afraid to be themselves, to be raw and rare, not grow old, not knowing who you are, grow old pretending, grow old being like others, playing a role. That's just a waste of time. The world doesn't need actors, it needs healers, it needs real people that can accept differences, can accept mistakes, and can accept. It takes a few, sometimes it takes a few goes around of the mistake to get it right. But that's the lesson. Once you get it, you conquered it. So this is success because it's constantly moving forward. Even something has to end. You get up and you begin again. Allowing trust in the universe, trust in yourself, and allowing love to shine over fear. And I feel like you look at your spirit team, you know, one looks a little, maybe getting a little, waiting for the change. Maybe you could, if you're being a little resistant, you know, and you see your other spirit team here, very patient, almost like Matrix-like, teaching you that reality isn't real. Everything is programmed in our mind to be a hologram. And particles don't form until we actually step into that reality. So this is where, from the darkness, where the roots grow, it's treating the world differently. It's treating the growth. It's treating boundaries, different values, and paying a bit more attention to paying more attention to detail. It's like supporting each other. Working together as a team. Working smarter, not harder. We all have the same vision. We all want the same thing, is to be happy for ourselves and our loved ones, to be happy and healthy. So let's make that world. Let's create that vision. And put it into reality. In a time, what you reap is what you sow. And the more you love, the more you believe in yourself. putting the time and energy, it will really show. Like the little, it's like you're planting seeds with love. The mother's touch. The mother's touch. Growing riches. The riches. Almost like, I feel like you have that energy where you put your energy into whatever you're doing. I feel like you're focusing your attention on what matters. Happiness, peace, harmony. And finding love, finding peace, finding positive in everything. Letting things and people be. Not trying to change and restrict, but seeing a good aspect in everyone. And I feel like that is what the world is all about. We all bring something important to the table, and it's not about everything being in order, but I feel like when everything is in disorder, that's creativity. That's when magic happens. That's when things grow differently. Because you're making a new plan, formulating a new plan. It's like learning the rules and then adding a little wisdom, love. And wisdom, love. Each time growing more connected to your Empress powers, that each time you grow back stronger. Whatever has to fall down, whatever has to be let go. No, it's necessary. It's a cycle. The world. Take the knowledge. Take the knowledge, not the pain. Choose love. Choose love, happiness, even when you're in the rain. Choose to be out in the rain, enjoying even those stormy days. Because what is life if every day was sunshine, every day was the same show, same room, everything was the same every day? What life would that be? It's those unexpected rain showers that wake you up, revive you. You realize that you're alive. So live. Live in the moment. Don't cast shadows. Make your shadow your friend. And learn acceptance through no judgment. Because your beauty, your power is not what you focus on. And I feel like that's what makes you so beautiful and so powerful, is that's not what matters to you. What matters to you is taking care of everybody else, making sure there's harmony, balance, and love, making sure making sure that you know the truth about what you represent in this world. Not a small part, but you're here to change, transform. And take something that has broke away, something that has something that no longer has a life cycle to it, taking that, being resourceful, and putting it into what you're transforming, what you're creating. Just being resourceful. Each time growing intelligence, growing new ways to do things, new ideologies, new strategies. As just like the world always keeps spinning, always growing, always transforming, needing to adapt. So are you. So are you. Take the information. Don't let it go to waste. There's so much beauty around you, so much color that you may not be seeing. You need to see the whole picture. You need to see everything from every possible angle. And then I feel like that represents the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. That is what this energy is. It's taking it all, not rejecting, but understanding and transmitting those emotions because they're real. And emotions hold energy. It holds information. It cannot be stagnant. You can't grow a tree in stagnant water. All right. That's already a little longer than I want it to be. Let's see. Let's pull. What do I want to pull? Oh, I really want to pull these cards. All right, Gemini Gems, you're still here. I think I talked a little bit too much, but you know what? These cards are, they really, the aspects I see, every time I look at them, I see something else. It's the chakra. It's the lessons from the roots, from the ancestors, from the generational, the traumas, the deeper stuff, all the way up to the mental ability to create, to alchemize. Not to take the root chakra energy and put that towards your mind, your thoughts, and what you're creating. There needs to be that balance. Balance. And the lessons learned, those challenges, those hard times, the dwelling times, there needs to be a flip in, okay, what was I needing to learn here? Lovers. To love all of you. Yes, the lovers, like Gemini, that is you, but okay, the lovers, it's what, are you looking at something in your reflection? Because I always feel with number 6, you break that down 3-3. It's like looking in the mirror, you're not seeing exactly the picture, you're missing a lot of depth, missing a lot of angles, and you're also missing, it's almost like it's flipped, right? When you look in the mirror, it's flipped. So I feel like there's a need to be real with not just feel like that's that balancing. There needs to be that emotional, but also that power, the power to make bold moves. That's where that growth is, growing stronger. That tree grows stronger. The emotions, what nourishes the tree, the seed to grow. But I feel like that the sun is the source, it's energy, it's powerful, it's strong, it can do damage, but it also is where nutrients, it's all the nutrients. Also, the sun is also downloads, right, of information, concern, 33. And I feel like that's when you look in a mirror, you look at your reflection, there's this concern because you're only seeing something you can't see out the window, right? You're seeing something almost in a picture frame, where with this energy, I feel like you're getting to know all of yourself. This could be a relationship too, but I feel like this is the unity, the connection between your masculine and feminine. That balance between two. That both are necessary. Both are very powerful aspects. But when one is taking over the other, I feel like that's that concern, right? Because you're only seeing something as a picture. You need to embrace both sides of yourself. Just tuning one of the sides out, I feel like you can convince yourself that reality, and it's like, don't even realize, you can almost like get stuck in this energy where it's stuck in the illusion. Oh, the TV, yeah, it's like looking in the mirror, looking at something, not seeing everything. Looking at the TV, it's seeing a life that is not your own. You're not realizing, you're not seeing yourself for what is actually going on. You're distracted. Distracted by a different vision, what the television is telling you. You can see that it's not very connected with these wires for the reception. So I feel like the reception is almost like a hair sliver. The reception is broken off. So you're not, it's like not connected to the outside world. It's almost like, and you're not connected to the inside world because you're distracted. Your mind is distracted. Stuck in a pattern. You need to recognize the power of your light and your dark. They are both extremely, they're not getting along. They can tend to argue. So, but when they work together, it's like ninjas in the night, right? It's like it's a magician. Gemini, you're the magician. Magician is either the alchemist, right? That can create, transform reality, but also the magician can be the trickster and can trick you, and it's like your mind can play tricks on you, or your mind can be the master of reality, taking over reality. Your mind can bend reality, your mind can bend time, and I feel like your mind needs to not be preoccupied, because the world, it's like you are the keeper of nature, the world, the growth, takes care of the components of love and beauty, caring and understanding, like a mother's touch. Will never judge. The wisdom The wisdom is to get back into what you have been missing out on. Get back into an uncomfortable, and back in uncomfortable places. I feel like that's where you grow the most, right? You grow the most in comfortable places. And when you work with yourself, work with your energy, self-love, and your confidence, main male, it's like you are, it's like you are number one. You are the main role, the only role that matters in your life. To take care of your own values, own beliefs. Because you're the main character. You don't take charge, you don't take the lead. This is where the concern comes in. Because it's like you will be, if you're not in a place of controlling your power, knowing who you are and being present in your purpose, like the number one, knowing what you're meant to do, confidence, you're not looking in the mirror, you're not looking at a painting, you're not looking at a TV, you know, you're standing there, and you see standing there looking just right forward, ready for anything. This is not a person of fear. This is somebody who is ready to take on what you already know you have, what you already know is your purpose. Ready. Ready to face anything that you need to. Not make excuses and not, I feel like, sit back in fear. You sit back in fear. That is when illusion tends to play over. Reality gets mucky. Reality gets mucky. And it's almost like, it's like living in a TV show, right? The Matrix. Well, here you're a main male. Not living for anybody else. Ready to take your life, take charge, and take on anything. So I feel like this is a very freeing energy that you know who you are, because you have seen what you're not, and you know what you're capable of. You need to embrace that side of yourself that's curious, playful. Not afraid to be judged. Not afraid to be seen, right? Not afraid to be seen. Public affection. Not afraid to be seen publicly. Caring about people. Caring about... I feel like taking back the world and responsibility. Not just sitting back and watching the world and blaming others. This is being seen, being rebellious, and setting new standards. Setting new standards. Never to let go. Oh, and there's the two lovers, the two, and the destiny, look, there's two. It's like to never let yourself go again. It's like to promise yourself to never lose hope in that part of yourself. This is you owning every aspect, no matter who or what thinks of your journey. You still send love. You still send peace and harmony, even to those that wished you would fail. Because the best thing to do with that, best revenge, is not to do back the same, but to succeed. For you, for the whole world. That is the biggest payoff. That's the biggest gain. That you know you're capable of. And others doubt you. You don't stand back and let others, like this bird, don't let others tell you who you are and what you're capable of. Because you have a whole team behind you in the other realms. You have the love, you have the empathy, and now you have the confidence. Taking your world back, taking back the future. Not living in somebody else's reality of doubt. This is you standing up, facing on anything you need to. And I feel like that is that love, to persevere. And when you love and when you love yourself, you don't back down over fear, because you know who you are, you know what you're capable of. And I feel like will be those who doubted you will be crying in the background, because you finally discovered who you are. And that's exactly what those who want to keep you small, they didn't want you to find your potential. And when you did, you started planting seeds of love and hope and gratitude. Giving without wanting anything in return. Taking the world, holding the world with a gentle touch. All right, that is the reading, Gemini. So gift is on the bottom. That's beautiful. The gift. Wow, I love that. The gift. The gift is in the outcome. The gift is in who you are now. You're not the same person as you were. There was a lack before, there was confusion. The mirror can create confusion. But Gemini, connecting back with both sides of yourself, dark and light, masculine, feminine, soft and tough. I feel like you came together in this beautiful way where nobody can cast an illusion. It's like the plan didn't work. You discovered who you are and came back to one, yourself. One. You're not broken into two, but one, working together. Like Gemini, it's like the power of both the masculine and the feminine. I feel like, and you're in your strength, you're undefeatable. Just don't let your mind cast a shadow of perception, create doubt. Don't be fooled by those tricks. The tricks are only so you couldn't realize how powerful you are, all right? And that is the gift. That is the gift. All right, Gemini, bye.